and welcome again to another episode of DMA Podcast, brought to you by About the Voice. My name is Omomi, and of course I am your host. And again today I am excited because of course I have a personal development topic that I'll be talking to you about, and also just like I said before, I would be answering 5 get to know me questions. In the previous episode I answered 5, and in this episode I will be answering another 5. So what am I talking about today? I'm talking about something that is really important, especially if you listened to the previous episode, or if you have been listening to episodes on DME podcast. This is a very key part of personal development, and that is the importance of documenting your journey as a young person. And so a lot of times, I have recorded episodes where I talked about you volunteering, attending seminars, conferences, setting out to do 1 or 2 things to make yourself better, learning a skill and all of that. An important part of all of this is documenting your journey. So let's say, for instance, you listened to the previous episode and you decided that, I want to start volunteering. The moment you decide that you want to start volunteering, maybe you've applied for a particular opportunity, and probably you've been selected and all of that. Maybe the role that you are carrying out or the role that you are playing at that particular place is maybe the role of a project manager or a project lead or a protocol officer and all of that. By the time you start that particular journey, it's important that you document whatever it is you are doing. And let's say, for instance, while you are involved in that particular project or in that particular volunteering role and all of that, you had to do this, you had to do that, you had to work with this kind of people. These were the challenges that you faced. These are the things that you did. These are the people that you met, or maybe you attended a conference and this is what you learned and all of that. All of these things are important. Now, when it comes to documenting your journey, you can document it in your notes in your phone, or of course on your phone you have notes, you have the note app. So if you're a very digital person like me, you can decide to document on your note app or your note tool on your phones or on your laptops. But then if you are, is it more analog or how do they put it? So if you are not really a digital person and you prefer to write in a journal, it's important that you write down your experiences, and whatever experience you had, everything, write it down. And a beautiful place where you can actually document your journey, which would also be very helpful for you, is a place like LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever social media tools that you use, or Instagram. You can take pictures. It's really important that you take pictures. Please do not be the kind of person that attends conferences or that goes to a particular place to carry out a project and all of that and you don't take pictures. All of these things are evidences. Let's say, for instance, later you are probably applying for an opportunity or something, and they are saying, what is the evidence? What evidence do you have that you were present at this particular time, at this particular place, or that you met the people that you said you met, or that you did what you said you did? It is these pictures that you have, these posts that you put up on social media, or these things that you document in your journal that will stand as the evidence. And a lot of times, even when it comes to documenting on your journal or probably documenting online and all of that on your personal notes, there are times that you might want to probably use certain information. Maybe you're applying for an opportunity and all of that, and you might not be able to vividly remember all that you did during that time. For me now, I have over 13 years or 10 years of experience in volunteering, and there are some opportunities or there are some places that I have volunteered that I honestly cannot remember everything that I did. So this is why it is really important that you document. But then thankfully, most of my volunteering journey I documented on Facebook, or most of my involvement, whether it's my personal work, whether it's volunteering and all of that, most of my experiences I have them documented on some of my social media platforms. So when I'm finding it hard to remember what exactly I did here or some tiny details, what I do is just go back to those posts and read what I wrote at that time. So imagine you're trying to remember an involvement or something that you did from around 2015 and all of that, or 2017, 2018, that is a long time ago. And so how do you vividly remember? Because some of this information might be relevant at certain times in your life, and you do not want to be there and not have an answer to give. And so it is important that as you're setting out, maybe it is even a business that you want to start, it's important that, okay, you write down, this was the day that I decided to start this particular business. Why do you think people celebrate anniversaries? A lot of times because they remember, okay, this was the day in this particular year that I started this particular business, and every time at this time of the year I would do my anniversary, or I would celebrate the milestones that I have been able to achieve so far. And for someone like me, I am not good with dates. To be very honest, I am not good with dates, and so it's important that I write them. But then this is just about dates for me. But then when it comes to every other thing, it's important that you as a young person, you journal you document your journey. And so if you have not been documenting your journey, I'd like to urge you to start doing that. You should go on LinkedIn, for instance, and open an account and take pictures, and make sure that you are deliberate about writing about your experiences. Even a lot of times, let's say for instance you attend a conference or a seminar and you met amazing speakers and all of that, you can reach out to them on social media and say, "Sir, thank you so much for your session. I enjoyed it. I appreciate what you said and all of that. It resonated with me in this and this ways, and I just want to say thank you." And even when you're documenting that journey, that is, you're putting up a post on social media, you can tag them. This way you are even you're bringing them into your circle, like they're getting to know who you are, and like you are getting noticed. So it's really important. So don't just be someone that you go out, people and all of that, and you don't have any record. You carry out certain projects, you don't have any record. A lot of times when for instance, you're answering or you're applying for opportunities, they would say, what challenge did you face while you were probably carrying out a particular project at a particular time? And sometimes you might not remember, especially if it's something that you've done from a very long time ago. One thing that you can do is create a post or create a journal about that particular challenge that you faced, and then write how you were able to overcome it or solve that problem. I hope we understand. And so whether it's business, whether it's anything at all, make sure to document your journey. And documenting your journey is not just only about your involvements, it could be about your learnings. Maybe you've started a course and it's quite new to you and all of that. You want to talk about your starting process, you want to talk about the things that you've been learning, the knowledge you've been acquiring, what you were struggling with before but you've been able to overcome, how you were doing, like just writing about the process of your journey and all of that, and relating them with life experiences and life generally. It's really, 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 really beautiful. So I have been emphasizing this, and please do not be someone that only journals in your book. You need a social media presence because the world is digital. So please, if you've not been documenting your journey seriously on whatever social media platform you are on, whether it's LinkedIn, TikTok and whatever, please make sure that you do that, especially when it comes to probably the professional line or something where you get to talk about your experiences that is actually relevant to, should I say, your professional life or your business life and all of that. So you can have a social media platform where you have fun and do all of the unserious stuff and all of that, but then make sure that you have a social media platform where you talk about the serious things of life. For instance, LinkedIn is a platform that I recommend. One of these days I would be talking about LinkedIn as a podcast topic, and I don't know when, probably in the next episode. Let's see how it goes. But then for now, what we're talking about is ensuring that your journey is being documented. So make sure that you write about your smallest experience, post pictures, take pictures, make videos. All of these things are memories. I remember applying for a particular opportunity, I think earlier this year, and I was like, in my mind I was like, you see this particular opportunity, I am going to sit down and I'm going to apply for it. I'm going to give it my all and I'm going to make sure that I do it well. And that particular opportunity, I remember they said that after I have written everything that I wanted to write, that I should include evidences. You know, we are in the AI era now where a lot of images are doctored, a lot of things can be faked and feigned and all of that, and then a lot of writing writings, sometimes people who know how to do prompt engineering can come up with write-ups that are so emotional just to get an opportunity, but then they asked that they wanted to see images that proved the things that I had said, and I had lots of images. Imagine if I didn't have images, imagine if I didn't have videos, what would I have included in that document or in that application? So I hope you understand. And if you're someone who says that, oh, I don't have enough space on my phone hangs and all of that, but very good should I say tool or platform, or let me just say tool that I recommend is Google Drive or any cloud storage tool that you have. So you can store pictures, you can store whatever documents that you need to store, you can store them on Google Drive or any cloud storage platform or tool that you have. So that way it is not taking space in your phone, but then it is just there in the cloud, and it's beautiful because you can access these things hundreds of years from now. I have pictures from far back as 2018, pictures from far back as 2020, 2021, 2022 that are in my drive. You understand? They are not even on my phone, they are not taking any space up. So please, if you're complaining about space on your phone, that is an option, because it's really important that you document your journey. And one thing again that I would even like to even state, I remember at a particular point I volunteered with a particular initiative, and I was one of the key members in that initiative at that time. But then there was something that we did. We helped to ensure that a policy on sexual reproductive health and rights of young people, a particular policy, we implemented it in the state. And to be very, very sincere, I know this is not something proud to say, I did not get that particular document. We had a file, we had a document that really stated what exactly we did and the effect, the impact and all of that. But then that is actually a very big achievement and all of that, because the policy was actually implemented in the state. But then I don't have the hard evidence, and there was a document, there was a PDF that was done on that, but then I cannot even trace it, and so it's actually quite painful. And all I can say is we did this, we did that, but the details, because that document even had more details than we had, because we were just more like representatives for that particular project and that policy and all of that at that time. So you see why documenting, having evidences of your journey is actually important. So please, this is where I'm going to be stopped. I just said I should put this in your mind. Document, write, whether it's on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on your physical or hard journal. Make sure that you are documenting your journey. So let me answer the 5 get to know me questions that I have for today. Just in case you have any questions or you have a comment, you can send me a message on WhatsApp, or if you have something personal that you would like to be talked about, or you want to make a comment that you don't want anybody to know who made the comment or who is asking the question, that is anonymously, I have an anonymous message link attached in the description. Please make sure that you ask your question there. So the first get to know me question today is, what do you do for work? It appears you do a lot of things. The truth is, I actually do a lot of things. Let's say that I am one of those people that fall under the category of multi-talented and multi-skilled. However, what I do majorly is virtual assistance. I do voiceover. So for my voiceover, it's basically media. I can handle things around media. For instance, I have volunteered, or should I say I have worked and interned at a radio station where I was an English news broadcaster, and at some point I was even voted as the best English news broadcaster at the station. So I did that for close to 4 years, and so I have experience in that. I'm a virtual assistant. Why am I a virtual assistant? It's because I love to help people, and for those who know me, they know most of the things that I do, I just love to be of help. So whatever I can do to ease you of your stress, as long as I know something, I love to help people with it. And so that is a big reason why I am into virtual assistants. And another reason is because I have an understanding of how a lot of digital tools are being used. For example, you're talking about Excel, you're talking about Google Calendar, you're talking about email management, you're talking about project management and all of that. And so many tools, Canva, video editing, audio and all of that. So I know how these things are being done. I am using my skill in virtual assistants under customer service. And why? Should I answer all of these questions? Wouldn't this be too long? Maybe someone would enjoy it and actually listen to the end. So let me just go on. On the virtual assistants, I'm using my skill in customer service. One of the reasons is because I get to use my voice to communicate with people. I get to use my voice to talk to people, attend to customers and all of that. So I do all of that online and I do that virtually. And it's been an amazing experience getting to solve the problems of customers, getting to answer their questions and all of that. Okay, the next question that I have here is, what is the funniest insult anyone has ever given you? It's actually beautiful. I'm hoping the person that insulted me this insult gets to listen to this episode. And so what the person said is that the reason I have been single for a long time is because I look like someone that does not take nonsense. It pained me. I was one that actually made the statement that I get it a lot that people say that I look like someone that doesn't take nonsense. And so the person was like, yes, that's why you have been single. That isn't a good thing. And so it was just quite funny. But anyways, that is that about that. It's actually a pretty funny insult. But then don't worry, you guys. By the time I am, how do they say it? Hitched is over for you guys. I've been telling my friends that by the time I am no longer single, una go hear 'em. Anyways, that is that about that. We're moving to the next. The next is, what is the most unserious thing that has ever stressed you out? What is the most unserious thing that has ever stressed you out? I remember at the party, I can remember this day vividly, where I think I was in the kitchen or something, or in a cooking area, and I had my pot on fire and I was looking for the cover of the pot, and I was looking for it so much. I was exhausted, I was angry, I was just looking for it, only to look at my other hand and to find out that I was actually with the cover of the pot that I have been looking for and stressing about all the while. That experience, I don't know if anyone here has experienced that, where what you're looking for is actually in your hand, and then you've gone around and done everything, and then sometimes it might be maybe an hairpin or something that you're looking for. It's actually on your hair, but you're looking for it everywhere, just for you to rub your head and say that, oh, this hairpin is actually on my head. So that is the third question. The next question is, what's your toxic trait that is actually kind of funny? Should I call it toxic? Is that I am, should I say, in quote, nonchalant? I don't know if that is the right English to use. I don't know if it is nonchalant I should use. A lot of things that bother people do not bother me. I don't know how to say it. I mean, like, I'm not saying that I'm not caring. I mean, like, there are things that would probably happen and people will be like, mommy, can you come, and all of that. And I'm like, or maybe there's sometimes that someone might do something, I might feel like as if I am hurt or I am angry because of that particular action that the person took. For this thing, I am not bothered about it. Like, it doesn't affect me. So I usually say that it's very difficult to get me pissed or get me angry, because most times I do not read certain meanings into certain things. So it's like easy for me to let go of stuff and all of that. But then sometimes people might not be happy because they're probably thinking or feeling that I should have taken this more seriously, or I should probably have been angry about this. And I don't know, should I say easygoing? Let's say I'm easygoing. I am caring. I'm not talking about the caring or not caring, but I'm just saying that a lot of things that people might expect to make me angry do not really get me angry or something in that light. Okay, the next question is, which is the last question, what personality trait do people misunderstand about you the most? Yeah, it's actually also related to the second, the insult question. A lot of times should I say keep to myself? I am a very fun person. I laugh and I play a lot. I can play to the ground level. But then most times, okay, someone said I'm an ambivert. Yes. So I'm that kind of person that you would most likely not hear me talk or see me talk except it is necessary. When we are outside and all of that, you hardly hear me talk when it is unnecessary. You'll hardly see me jump around and all of that when it is unnecessary. So because of that, people kind of think that maybe I am not nice, or it is when you come and meet me. You would actually know that I'm actually the nicest. I'm actually a very, very, very nice person. And so, but then I would most likely not be the one to start the conversation. But if you start it, it's gonna be a beautiful ride. So that's just basically it. So I feel like I have been able to address some questions about me. And so we have 5 more questions to go, and I'll be answering that in the next episode. And I would not be doing get to know me questions again until maybe God knows when. Alright, so you've listened to the get to know me questions and all of that, but please, that is not the focus of this particular episode. The focus of this episode is that you ensure that as a young person, you document your journey, whether you're volunteering or you're attending a conference or a seminar or you're learning a skill. You are constantly, deliberately documenting your journey. It's very, very, very important. All right, this is where I would be wrapping it up today. My name is Omawumi. Please and please and please, I am pleading, I am begging. I really want this podcast to grow. And so please, if you're not following yet, please kindly follow. If you've not rated it, please rate it so that this podcast can actually reach more people. Again, my name is Omawumi. This podcast is brought to you by About the Voice, and we say that you are number one. Bye-bye.